All right, we are recording. Super, super excited about this. Thank you for joining us on our What is Coaching Happy Hour. Hope you guys have your cuppa, something, something. I do. Cheers. Britt's got water. All right, my name is Marie, and I'm going to be sharing my coaching story first. I'm going to share mine. Britt's going to share hers. We might open up for questions if we have time. And we're just going to do this call basically because we're two super down-to-earth, real Saskatchewan girls with hearts of burn and fire for helping people. And we've both seen some pretty awesome success as Beachbody coaches, and we love it and want to pay it forward. So my story kind of starts back in high school when I was a super sick teen kid. But I remember reading this quote one day and it stuck with me, and it was, if you're not obsessed with the life you're living, change it. And it stuck with me for a few reasons. First of all, it implied that I had the power to change my situation. And second of all, I was super not obsessed with the life that I was living. And so it really stuck with me, and I thought, man, I'm not obsessed with the life I'm living. In fact, I'm kind of just going through the motions, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. They feel like they're just waking up and going through the motions. And whether you realize that early on or when you're 50 kind of depends on the situation, right? But I was sick constantly in high school. I was super athletic. I ate really well. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I'm like this responsible Saskatchewan girl. But I got sick a lot. My immune system basically conked out on me. And I was overstressed. I was working 3 jobs from the time I was like 15 on, and like keeping like a 95 average and playing all the sports and like just trying to be this crazy perfectionist in every area of my life. And my body finally was just like, no, see ya. We are getting sick. You need to chill. I developed celiac disease in grade 11, crazy, awful IBS, chronic headaches, anemia, depression, anxiety, like this whole beautiful Molotov cocktail of stuff. I just developed all these issues. And I went on, lived with those things, like I was hospitalized a few times, got better, got sick again, got better. I'd get a common cold and be sick for like 2 months, which is ridiculous because my immune system was just like, no, see ya. And then taking you guys to internship of my teaching degree in the winter of 2015, I believe. And I just finished internship. And I already was feeling kind of, I don't know what the word is. I was kind of feeling a little bit hesitant, I guess, about my teaching career. I was kind of feeling the feelings of like, is this it? I love teaching so much. I'm so passionate about teaching people, but I was just feeling like the classroom wasn't my arena. And I really wanted to teach in a different capacity about things that I was actually passionate about, And so winter of 2015, I finished my internship. I went to Dominican with my boyfriend, Brandon. We celebrated. I had all of December off. I ate and drank like an animal. Went to Dominican, ate and drank like an animal. And then the first week of January, I woke up and I just remember being like, this is not my body. And I just felt so weird in my own body. I didn't have a ton of weight to lose. I maybe had like 15 pounds, 10 or 15 pounds, but I just felt bloated all the time, and I felt tired all the time, and I was getting these headaches, and I had no energy, and I was just like, this is gross. Like I'm 20, I was 23 at the time, I guess. It's like I'm 23 years old. Like I should not be feeling these things. I should be this like vibrant little pixie fairy dancing around, and I wasn't. And I got pretty depressed about it, and I had a really terrible body image for a long time, and I craved more out of life, but I just couldn't seem to find it. And so I continued on with my teaching degree. I finished it. But in the meantime of that, I was on Facebook one day, and I like hardly went on Facebook. I didn't have that many friends on Facebook. I had just done the whole like delete everybody you haven't talked to in a year thing, And my old friend Virginia that I played Teen Sask volleyball with posted a picture of herself flexing. And she didn't mention Beachbody anything. I saw this picture of her and I was just like, oh, damn, she looks good. And I remember we had the same body type, very similar personalities. And so I messaged her and I was like, dude, what are you doing? You look so happy and so healthy. And I want that. Like, I am not happy and healthy right now. And I would really like to do what you're doing. And she messaged me back and she was like, oh, I've been Beachbody coaching for a year. I was like, Beachbody, what? Like, what is that? And so she explained, I run these challenge groups once a month, and I help women get set up with a program. We're doing the 21-day fix program for this next group, and we're drinking Shakeology, and we all check in, and we're reading a personal development book to help with our minds, and we all do it together, and it's super fun. And I was just like, okay, well, first of all, I have so many dietary concerns. Like, I'm celiac, I'm allergic to dairy, I'm allergic to a whole plethora of other things like grass and mold and penicillin and bullshit and, you know, like the usual things. And yeah, I knew Brittany would like that one. But I'm allergic to a lot of things. I have a lot of dietary restrictions. And so I had to research the crap out of Shakeology. And when I found out that I could drink it because it was gluten-free and dairy-free and like sustainably sourced, because I'm a hippie nerd and that's important to me, you know, when I found out all these amazing things about it, I was like, I'm in, let's do this. And I kid you not, you guys, it took me 3 days of being a part of this group. And I was just like, yep, I want to do what you do. This is amazing. I've never felt this feeling before. I am on fire right now. This is the most alive I have felt in a long time. And I want to keep this feeling. And so I finished the 21 days. I finished the 21-day fix. I was super pumped about it. I think I only lost around like 10 pounds, which for some people, they lose like hundreds of pounds with these programs. You know, I think I lost around 10 pounds, but what I gained, you guys, was so much more than that. What I gained was this like renewed perspective on my life. And for the first time in I don't even know how long, I was like, man, there's hope. Like, there are better things out there, and I can do this thing, and I can inspire people just like she inspired me. And so, yeah, by the end of that 21 days, man, I was a changed person. I signed up as a coach like my first week into the group because I knew that I wanted to pay it forward to other people. And so since that day, February of 2015, it's been 2.5 years now, I have run an accountability group every single month. For 2.5 years, every single month I've run a group, and I've helped a lot of women get started on their health and fitness journeys and stick with their health and fitness journeys. And we have ladies on our team who have kicked depression, who have lost over 50 or 60 pounds, who have replaced their incomes. Like, it's crazy the stuff that you can do with this health and fitness business. But for myself, after that first challenge group, I started coaching, and probably the biggest change for me was that I healed my IBS. And I'm going to get a little TMI on you guys real quick, just because that's who I am. And I think it's important to share these kind of things. But with all my health issues that I mentioned in the beginning, I was dealing with like crazy IBS for years. Like, I've had celiac disease now for 12 years and had been dealing with IBS for about the same. And I hated it. It caused me depression. It caused my joints to ache. I would go regularly 4 or 5 days without going to the bathroom. Like, it was not pleasant at all. And so for me, when I started drinking Shakeology and I finally was regular for the first time in 10 years, and I had energy, and I wasn't constipated, and I wasn't grouchy, and I felt amazing. Like, for me, that was huge. I had tried everything before that. And so that was like the sell for me. And I was like, man, I got to advocate for this. I know a lot of people who deal with IBS and digestive issues and like mood issues, and, you know, because everything's connected, I know this can help a lot of people. And so that was one of the reasons why I truly backed it. Like, it's good shit, you know? So obviously I'm going to advocate for something that totally changes my life and totally enhances my quality of life, right? So then after a couple of months of this, I found out about the actual potentials of coaching. And I won't go into like so much detail because I really just want this to be about our stories tonight, but I'm just going to share with you guys some of the things that I've been able to accomplish and achieve and feel, I guess, and develop and grow since becoming a coach. I have truly gotten into the best shape of my life physically. I was an athlete my whole life, and when team sports ended, I was kind of lost. Even though I felt like I knew how to work out, I could never really find the results that I craved. So I'm in the best shape of my life physically. Like, it's crazy to me. I'm the closest to a six-pack I've ever been, and that's like, this girl still drinks wine and eats blue corn chips. Okay, so it is possible. I've healed my IBS with Shakeology. Like, that to me is like the be all end all, because when you feel good, life is just better. You know, I've gotten into the best headspace of my life. I mentioned before that I deal with anxiety and depression. My confidence, my self-love, my mindset, is wicked strong these days because I read and listen to personal development. I surround myself with these incredible people in the community. And when you feel good physically, like I mentioned, your mind also feels good too, right? Just talking about a little bit of financial stuff. I paid off my entire student line of credit, like all of it. And I'm sharing this for the first time ever, you guys. I'm going to be 100% debt free by December. Yeah, like I just got goosebumps. 100%. I'm paying off my entire government loan by December. So like this shit works when you care and you show up for people. It's a very real business opportunity. You know, you make a weekly paycheck. You don't make monopoly money or get like a car as a prize, which would be sweet, but you get a weekly paycheck and a T4 at the end of the year. It's really great. Just a couple other things. I traveled with Brandon to Asia for 9 weeks a year ago. We just decided that we wanted to backpack for 9 or 10 weeks through Asia. And I worked my Beachbody business while I was in Asia. I remember sitting on a beach in a hut in the Philippines, on an island in the Philippines, and answering emails. And they had pretty sketchy Wi-Fi. And I checked my bank statement, and my income literally stayed the same the entire time I was traveling because I was making a weekly paycheck while traveling. And at that point, I was just like, this is insane. I am literally across the entire world right now, and all I need to work this job is Wi-Fi and a good work ethic, you know? So like, it's just such a cool opportunity, you guys. Since I started, I've been able to help and work alongside over 600 women get started on their health and fitness journey. Like that to me is a huge deal. I've been able to afford trips to, oh my gosh, all over Asia, Nashville, Arizona, Vegas, New Orleans, Mexico a bunch of times, you know, all these places, which is incredible. I'm going to Indianapolis and LA this year and Mexico. Britt and I are going to Mexico, and well, we're going all 3 of those trips together actually, which is super sweet. We like to travel together. But I get to travel a bunch, like for work and because of work, you know, and so that for me is a really big deal. I think traveling is so important. I've found my sense of purpose, my sense of passion and happiness. And I think above all, I've finally come to realize that I am worth the effort. This is going to sound super cliche, but coaching has really instilled in me the belief that I'm worth it and I'm worth pursuing something incredible. You know, whereas before I just kind of felt meh about my chosen career. And that's not to knock teaching at all. I love teaching. Like I said before, I truly feel like that's my thing. Like teaching is my jam. But for me, being able to teach about living a healthier, happier life and being able to teach women how to value themselves and how to ditch the negative self-talk and to ditch their crappy relationship with food and how to look in front of the mirror and actually like what they see, you know, like those are the things I'm passionate about teaching. And I get to do that with coaching. You can use it in whatever avenue you want. I should just say really quick, obviously your success as a coach is a direct reflection of how much you care, right? And how much effort you actually put in. It is a legitimate job with a weekly paycheck, like I mentioned before. But if anybody's watching this going, I want to get rich quick as a Beachbody coach, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You can make a paycheck right off the bat, but you have got to care and lead with your heart, okay? I remember when I first started, I want to talk about this really quick. I remember when I first started, I was super nervous about how much time it would take. I was already teaching 4 to 5 days a week. I was waitressing 4 nights a week, and I was teaching fitness 2 nights a week. I was busy, right? Like who isn't? We're all busy now. But what I soon discovered was that coaching actually doesn't take that much time at all. And it was just in doing the things consistently each morning that I was able to find success. And I also was thinking about it, and I figured, man, I went to university for 6 years. I spent thousands of dollars and hours and tears on my 2 degrees. Like at the very least, I could give this fun social media job a year or 2 to see what would happen, right? And I made a paycheck starting off, like my first week or 2, started making money. And like when you go to university, you don't make money, you pay a lot of money for it, right? So I decided to just give it a shot for a year or 2. And I figured, man, at the very least, if I can pay for my groceries, my gas, get my Shakeology covered, sweet, I'm good to go. And it just turned into something so much more than that, where now I'm Beachbody coaching full time. I'm not even teaching in the classroom, you guys, which is crazy. Yeah. So what I decided to do at that point, when I was kind of worried about the time and I started coaching, I decided to wake up an hour earlier so I could read my PD. So I read PD for 15 minutes with coffee. Okay, then I'd answer some messages and I'd post in my monthly challenge group that I was hosting. And then I'd do my 30-minute workout, I would shower, I would blend my shake, and I'd be off to school. That's it. That's all I had time for. And then on my lunch break, I would maybe throw up a post, or I'd go for a walk around the school with a podcast in my headphones. And then I'd get home and I would have to eat really quick, go off to coach volleyball, and, like my night would be over. So I only had pockets of time to coach. But it turns out, as I figured, the busier people are actually the best at coaching because you already know how to fit things into small pockets in your day. And there's a lot of coaches who I think they get it wrong and they end up scrolling social media, right? Because it's social media. So as long as you're not a Susie scroller, you're good to go. And it does not take a lot of time. I promise. Okay. You just get in and out and you do your thing and you lead with your heart. Like last year I was coaching grade 10, I was coaching volleyball, and I was running my Beachbody business. My days were super busy, obviously, but you just make it work, and I had this dream of just Beachbody coaching, and now I am. So that should speak to that a little bit. Another thing that I got really nervous about when I first started with social media, I had just gone through and done like the purge, where I deleted like 600 people because I hadn't spoken to them or seen them in a couple of years. And I thought, I'll clean up my Facebook. That sounds great. Stupid, Marie. Stupid idea. So I purged my social media, and then I became a coach. And Virginia was like, yeah, you're going to have to like add some new contacts to your Facebook so that you can work with new people. And I just went, shit, that sucks. And I rarely posted on Facebook either. I was scared of people judging me. I was scared of what they would think. I was scared they would think I was weird or unqualified for declaring myself as a coach. I was nervous about what my family would think. And for the record, my family thought I was nuts because they just wanted me to get a safe, secure teaching job. And they were like, what are you doing this internet job? It's super weird. Sometimes families aren't super supportive, or the people that are close to you aren't super supportive. But I just knew in my heart that this was what I wanted to do. And I wanted to try this out, and worst case scenario, I would get my Shakeology paid for, which was already changing my life. And I would work out and meet some sweet new happy friends and post on social media a bit and get paid for it. Like, there is no downside. So that's what I figured. Okay. And then this is what it's turned into, me doing it full time. It turns out, as I figured out, it doesn't matter what people think in the first place. And second of all, you don't have to be qualified or have a certification to become a Beachbody coach. You just have to care. You just have to want to help people succeed. It's legit what we do. I just show up and I care and I want to help people succeed with their health and fitness goals. So what I did on social media at that time, and I still do, I started sharing things that I love. I started sharing healthy recipes, my workout moves, motivating quotes, DIY things I found on Pinterest, funny memes. I just shared my journey honestly with my Facebook and Instagram following, and it grew. It was so cool, you guys. Like, I kept sharing, people kept showing up. People started reaching out to me. I reached out to other people. I got to work with them. I got to set people up with a program and a nutrition program and the support they needed to crush their goals. And I worked with a ton of people who have had their lives changed by this, just through association. So that ripple effect is super cool, and it's super empowering. Anyways, I'm going to hand it off to Britt right away here, but I'll just end with this. All we do as coaches is show up. We show up, we be the best versions of ourselves, and we pay it forward. And when you do that consistently over time, when you are willing to kind of put yourself out there for the better good, it can freaking change your life. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, man, I don't know if I could ever do what you do as a coach, just know that you can, and only you brings your flavor to the table. So if you're passionate about health and fitness and you have a heart for helping people, then I can guarantee that you'd be an excellent coach. And that's kind of my story, my spiel. But I'll pass it over to Britt now, and she can share hers, and I'll mute myself.
Awesome. Hello, guys. Okay, I'm just like mind blown. I got like shivers. I'm so excited. So, guys, of course, Marie's welcomed everybody. My name's Brittany Hewlko. For those of you who don't know me, I live in a super small town of about 400 people, coming to you live from Binsgarth, Manitoba. And I'm going to share kind of my story and my take. And some things in Marie's story and my story are very similar, and some things aren't that similar. So I kind of wanted to share that with each of you guys so you can kind of see what coaching's all about and all kind of how I got here too. So 2014, a few years ago, I was in university. I was a competitive athlete my entire life. I was a competitive figure skater, was traveling all across kind of Canada, training in the States, and I decided, skating's not going to work out for me, so I'm going to go to university and play college softball. So that's what I did. And my entire life, I had nutritionists and my mom who cooked for me and all that wonderful stuff. And I never cooked. I avoided it. To this day, I still kind of do. But what ended up happening was I was living by myself, and I figured, what a great time to go to A&W or go to Dairy Queen and just like have awesome food all the time, right? Because when you're 18, 19, and you're living by yourself, that fast food sounds like awesome food. So what ended up happening was we were on the road a ton for softball, and I was eating out all the time and drinking and loving the university lifestyle. And what ended up happening was I kind of stopped working out and I started eating way more. And I noticed I was gaining weight, kind of put that onto the back burner and didn't really care. And then kind of flash forward to kind of year 3, year 4 in university. I was laying in my bed probably for like the 100th day in a row. And I was skipping classes because I was tired. None of my clothes fit. I would look in the mirror and tear myself apart because I wasn't happy with the way I looked. Honestly, I think I was in shock with the way I looked, and I had gained 45 plus pounds. There was a point that I actually stopped stepping on the scale because I didn't want to know the number. The last number I saw on the scale was 193 pounds. I'm 5'8.5". So that was a lot of weight for my body. And I stopped stepping on the scale, and I know I had gained more, but that was the number that I stopped at. And I was on social media, and after watching the 100th rerun of Friends on Netflix, I saw this blonde girl, once again, flexing on social media. And I just like kept watching her, and she was in university like me, but we were in totally different situations. She was like an athlete like me, but she was getting healthier and happier, and her income started to grow, and she just kept on looking more and more awesome every single month. And she kept on posting about these challenges. And I was honestly just like terrified of the word challenge, because at this point in my life, I was full of anxiety. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, let alone be in a Facebook group of people judging me on my fitness, because I was always that athlete who like, I strive to be the best. And at this point in time, I was beyond low of low. So in this challenge group, like, what if people were judging me, and what would people think of me? And once again, I deleted everybody off of Facebook and social media because I didn't want them to see what I looked like. And it was just too much. But once again, this girl kept on getting more and more fit, but I ended up continuing on kind of my downward spiral. And I finally saw this post of this 22-minute workout program. So at this point, I was finishing up my university degree, and I was working in a gym. And once again, didn't want to be there, but I was there. And I saw there was a 22-minute program. And I thought, hey, if I cannot do 22 minutes, I have no hope. And then I joined a group that was similar to this, getting information about coaching and kind of seeing what it was all about. Because I was like, if I can get into fitness, then I can do coaching, and let's just figure out what this is all about. So I decided to go all in on my first day. I bought a workout program, Shakeology, and decided to be a coach and learn about the business. I had my kinesiology degree. I was studying for my personal training degree or personal training certification as well. So I thought I can be a fitness coach as well. So add that onto my plate. But kind of what came with coaching in this community is I found out nobody judged me in this group. We started doing this personal development. For the first time in my life, I actually started caring about myself. I loved being part of a team, and I loved encouraging and leading a team and motivating everybody. But it was finally when it was a moment that I finally decided to take care of myself and think about myself and grow that way as well. And it was just kind of this cool transformation. Is not only was I spending these 22 minutes, but this group had me for support. I was a part of this team who was cheering me on, and they were just excited and welcoming. And I was like, this is so friggin' cool. And it just blows my mind of kind of the community aspect of kind of what happened. And when I was first going for my very first challenge pack, so that included my fitness, my Shakeology, and signing up for coach, I really couldn't afford it at that point in time. Once again, I was a broke university student, just finishing up my degree, had debt up to my nose, and really couldn't justify $164 was the price. But the weekend before, I somehow was able to afford going out to the bar. So I thought, okay, Britt, let's get serious with our life. Let's save the money that you spend going to Tim Hortons, going to Subway, all that extra change. I ended up saving it. And days that I wanted to go to Tim Hortons, I was like, nope, pack a snack, save that $5. Before you know it, in a few weeks, I had my $164. So I purchased my very first challenge pack and became a coach. In my first week of becoming a coach, falling in love with this challenge group and the community, not only did I feel better, but I already started helping people because I knew this is what they needed as well. And I earned that $164 back times 2 in 1 week. And it was so exciting to see kind of that initial like, hey, I can actually do this. And what's ended up happening now is I have started to grow a team of girls like me who were in university or still are in university, who've been athletes and just needing that like little bit extra, and people who love health and fitness and love helping people. And our team has grown now to over 70 coaches, and it is just so cool. And coaching has brought so much into my life. Same thing that I can relate: mental clarity, happiness, health, self-respect, and self-love again. So much energy. I had IBS and didn't even know. And drinking Shakeology, I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing. And that has helped so much with me and the community. And as we kind of chatted about before, is we've traveled so much because of this opportunity. I've gone to Nashville, New Orleans. I'm going to go to LA, Mexico. It's so exciting that we get to be and see kind of our team members and grow. And it's so phenomenal to do that. And a few things that I wanted to touch on, guys, was it's scary investing into something that you don't really know what's going to happen. And I kind of have 2 points of view. Is, as you guys know, I just kind of said, I saved up money for a few weeks and was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And you may or may not see your investment come back within a week or 2. It might take you a month or 2 months, but it can come back if you follow our tools and work with us. And we have all the trainings to support you and encourage you how to move your business forward. And it is scary to invest in something, but one thing you have to think of is, have you spent $100 on something you shouldn't have before, or something that can lead you to a business that can honestly open so many doors, whether it's paying off of debt, affording a shake every month, or buying new headphones, or for myself, paying off debt. And I have also this fall quit my full-time job as a personal trainer because I was tired of traveling. And I was like, boom, my Beachbody income has surpassed my personal training income. So why am I traveling? So now I just get to hang out with myself and my St. Bernard, and my boyfriend, of course. But I get to hang out and do this life of freedom and work for myself, which is super cool. And last part, but not least, is it's scary when you don't have a six-pack and you're signing up as a Beachbody coach. And what I wanted to share with you guys, I was like 45 pounds heavier than I was. And the thing about being a coach is growing through your journey and sharing that with people, because that's what people connect with. People don't connect with six packs. The amount of six packs I have posted on my Pinterest board is like insane, but those never moved me. The thing that moved me and got me excited and connected was watching a girl on my social media go through this journey and watch her show up every single day. And that's what motivated me and made me stick to it. And that's what I'm trying to do, is share people through that journey over the last few years. So start where you are, whether you have a six-pack or you don't, that doesn't matter. Being healthier and happier and learning more about yourself is kind of the awesome part that this business gets to give back to you. So I'm going to invite you guys, if you have any questions, please send Marie or myself or whoever sent you this link to this video. Send them questions if you have anything. If you want to learn more about coaching, always feel free to ask. We're open books. That's one thing that I loved about coaching, because I was scared. And if you guys go to my page, you will learn that I was the biggest Beachbody hater. And I wanted nothing to do with this business, and turns out it's my life. And it was because this business was not, nobody hid anything from me. I asked my coach everything, and she told me, and she's like, if you don't believe me, go YouTube it. There's about 45 links about it. So that's what I did. So if you guys have any questions, please send them to whoever sent you this link. We're always here to help, and cheers. Hope you guys have an awesome night.